Nigga, Gogeta is beyond broken, bruh. Come on now. Stop fucking playing with me.
Yo, Stitch Face, so I'll sit up.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Kai Kim. We back in the cut with another one. So before I even start the video, I just want to wish everybody a happy New Year's, Merry Christmas. I know I'm a little late, but this is the first video I'm recording after Christmas. And I hope you guys enjoyed everything that was offered to you, given to you, and all your gifts and stuff like that. And I hope that we can have a smooth transition going into the new year. So now that we're done with that, now we need to talk about the big news in the room for Legends, the toxic shit, man. The shit that's gonna probably piss some people off, but we gotta talk about it, man. So Blue Gogeta mid. Now I personally am not going to get too deep on how I feel. Well, I am, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? I don't think Blue Gogeta is particularly mid, but that's what the community pretty much is saying right now. Now I'm gonna break down everything from his banner and a lot of stuff, and just everything why coming up to his release, and to why a lot of people are thinking this, and why Blue Gogeta may not really be worth it as much as we thought, even though he's a really hype character. So let's just get back into the pretty much the big problem here. So Blue Gogeta being mid, right? Now the big problem with Blue Gogeta, I personally think that why a lot of people think he's being mid, let's just straight up talk about it, is I feel like he's obviously getting overshadowed by the dominance of Zenkais, right? And I hate bringing up Zenkais in every type of discussion video, but Zenkais are changing the game so much. They've changed the game so much to where you can't really ignore them anymore. Even if you play the game now, you're going up against them every single match. Like, it's just hard to ignore them anymore. It's just, and it's like trying to like say that, oh, I would never do Zenkai, stuff like that. Those days are over, bro. Like, be realistic. You're most likely down to do a Zenkai at some point, eventually, right? If you want to at least, I say, compete as a free-to-play player, I think that's still the route to go, because Blue Gogeta, even though he's a dominant unit, he's very powerful. A lot of people feel like he's underwhelming because particularly he's not really as easy to use as let's say, or a VB, Vegito Blue, right? And I feel like that's what people wanted and expected from Gogeta Blue. They kind of just wanted this all-around overpowered unit that can do pretty much a little bit of everything, and just pretty much just be a god that's on touch. That's really one thing wanted from Gogeta Blue, and I feel like that's because those expectations were set so high. A lot of people are just kind of throwing it out the window and just saying that he's mid, but he's a really top tier hard hitting unit, but people expectations were just so high. They're just like, no, fuck it, I wanted him to do everything. I wanted him to have increased our draw speed. I wanted him to have a little bit of damage reduction, but he doesn't have those two things and stuff like that. And I feel like those are particularly the things that are holding him back, because he's, first of all, he's super soft, like soft as a tissue, bro. He gets hit, especially at lower stars. If he gets hit 1 or 2 times, it's over with. Like, he gets clapped by any top tier Zenkai unit. They'll be able to kill him within probably 2 hits. Well, I'm gonna say the top echelon of Zenkai units, like Red Gogeta, Android 18, and Zenkai LF Gohan. Those 3 units in particular will be able to just 2 hits from those guys, or 2 1 hits, or probably 1 special move, and Blue Gogeta is dead. And I think it's stuff like that, people seeing that, their favorite unit, or the unit they've been waiting for so long, and expect it to be just overpowered in every way, so offensively oppressive. They see stuff like that and they think like, oh, well, he's mid. Like, no, he ain't as good as Vegeta Blue. But I think he's a lot more powerful than Vegeta Blue, in my personal opinion. Just that Vegeta Blue, it's just easier to use. He's just easier to use because the combo extension, just like, come on, man, drawing 2 strike cards for just doing nothing, just for using 1 card, that shit is just, he's just such a auto select unit, man. He's an auto mode unit, and I guess that's what people kind of wanted from Gogeta Blue. And it's crazy, Kyle. It's somewhat of a hypocrisy, because people always preach, we need balance and stuff like that. We need more balance within these units. We need more balance within the game, but when it comes to certain characters, people will allow them or let it slide and be like, well, I don't mind if they be OP. But the thing is that there's a winning-losing situation. There's no really winning in this situation, because if Blue Gogeta was too OP, people would still be complaining. If Blue Gogeta was how he is now, how people are complaining, and like he's not as OP as people want him to be, people are saying he's mid. So no matter what, there is never going to be a winning situation here with the community. That's the fucked up thing about No Legends community, or just any Gacha game community. When it comes to the units like these, I just know have all this hype around them, and there's just a lot of high expectations. And some people preach balance, and some people preach just make him OP because he's fucking Gogeta Blue, right? But I still think that Blue Gogeta is top tier, at least S tier. But I think we have to get to the point where Zenkais are so at such a high ceiling, and it's just hard to compete with that. It's hard to compete with an extra layer of stats, all the extra layer of stats, the Zenkai abilities, and the 2 extra unique abilities. It's just hard to compare max out Zenkai units to even new LFs anymore. And it was a time where LF units, where they came into the meta, they will most likely be guaranteed to probably be at least a Z tier or high S. But those days are over. Like people are already saying that this guy is just mid S, because he's okay, he's another hard hitter. Cool, he can hit really hard. He's really a powerful offensive unit, but at low stars, really low defensively, cannot take a hit. You definitely want to probably get him in the 4-star higher range, and that's pretty much it. Just a super hard hitting unit, but really low, lacking in the defensive department. Super lacking, and it's not even a joke. He's on the level of UI Goku, but at least UI Goku has the dodge mechanic, and it somewhat makes up for that. But this guy is just straight up, there's nothing there to help this guy sustain anything defensively. You just have to depend on raw stats, and what do you need? Stars to get more stats. So I guess that's what it sucks. And plus, Blue Gogeta's banner is already pretty fucking bad, and the rates are very terrible. He has a half of a percentage to pull this guy. 0.5% through and through. No rate increase, nothing. So it does suck that a lot of people waited, I guess, 2 years for the unit, and they just wanted him to be a lot more overpowered than he is now. I feel like I'm just going on. Yeah, so after all me talking about that, I hope you guys get the gist of why I think Blue Gogeta, or at least people are saying Blue Gogeta, is mid. I don't think that he is particularly mid himself. I think he's a very top tier, very worthy of being top tier. I just don't think that you could put him in Z tier with how powerful these Zenkais are. I feel like he's just obviously getting overshadowed, right? He's getting overshadowed by how powerful Zenkais are, and I feel like that's pretty much how it might be for the future of all LFs, or most LFs at least, going into the futures, because these Zenkai capping, it's Legends greed coming back to haunt them. The Zenkais were obviously created to create more money, and that's why every once in a while they have to make a few of them OP, because unless people just wouldn't care to invest into them, especially with how often they drop Zenkais, right? So they make a few of them OP every once in a while, and I guess once you make the Zenkai's OP with all that extra stuff they have at their disposal, it's just hard to take that back. You can't take that back. And usually you have a top tier unit for a long time. So now that these LFs are coming into the game, people are only pulling them 1 or 2 times, 2 stars, and they're weak defensively compared to these other units. They're getting one-shotted by these Zenkais, and it just takes away from the appeal of the character, because it used to be a time when these Zenkais, these LFs used to come in and straight dominate the meta and change the game, but they do it to a smaller extent now. It's not to the same extent as how Zenkais come in and dominate and just change the game. So that's pretty much it, man. I hate talking about Zenkais and all these instances, but no, they just make all these LS feel overshadowed, man. UI Goku, he's really good. Don't get it twisted, but it's damn, bro. Just knowing that somebody could come in with their regular Gogeta that they spend 7K Chrono Crystals just to get, while you probably want how many, 18, 20K, depending on how much you got shafted, to get this certain LF, or maybe only get 1 or 2 copies, and he or she can probably get dropped in one combo, 2 hits by a one of the top tier Zenkai units. It does take away from the appeal of the character. It's damn, this guy's good, but the Zenkais are better. It's pretty much, and it makes me think into, we might have to get to a point where we may even have to start skipping LS. All my free to play people, I feel like there might come a time where we are heading to an era where even LFs, we might have to start skipping. Step up banners, we might have to start skipping, especially with this double step up LF step up banner. I don't even know if I could 100% blame you for skipping, because Broly and Gogeta are good, but it's these Zenkais is bro, you could just wait for that one OP Zenkai like Android 18 or Red Gogeta and just go from there. But it still sucks because it limited your team options to a certain extent, if you skip certain banners as well. So it's coming to a point where it's should you just stick to one team and just summon only for particularly one team if you were to be a competitive a free to play player. I don't know. That's why you can't have bacon cake. I don't know. It's tough, bro. It's really, really tough. So that's my full analysis of why I think, why it seems that Blue Gogeta is mid, despite him being a very top tier unit. He's just getting very overshadowed. I know I've said that a lot of times already, but I feel like I just needed to fully break down. And I hope this wasn't too hard for you guys to digest. I'm doing it in more like a podcast style, no cuts, no edits, just kind of just talking to you guys and giving my opinions of how I feel on this situation. It really does suck, man. It really does suck that Blue Gogeta is he just doesn't have that presence that a lot of people expected when he was going to come into the game, especially when people were waiting for this unit for 2 fucking years. But plus the banners were super, super bad. The rates are super, super terrible. So the average player is only going to have this guy at 2-star. I can only imagine this guy is just not viable for the long. It's not going to have a longevity. It's just not going to be too viable in PvP at 2-star. Like, you can use him, but there's going to be literally no room for mistakes at all. So check how you feel about that. So it's your boy Kai. Go last guy for more content. Got a lot of videos I have to work on before the year is out. So tell me what you guys think about this. Blue Gogeta being mid. Tell me if you guys think he's mid, he's impressive, or do you require a lot more skill just to use him? And a lot of people are complaining because they just don't got that. I don't know. I feel like he's good, but I do feel like a lot of people just expected him to be a lot more powerful just because who he is. Like, they just expected him to be this god tier dominant unit. They basically just wanted him to have the Vegeta Blue treatment where he came to the game and just broke the meta, right? So it's crazy, the irony in that, right? People always want to say that, they will complain about a character being too OP, but they don't make this guy they take away certain things to stop him from being just over the top insane, it personally, because all he really needs is increased our draw speed and probably a damage reduction. I think that would be probably the thing that would push him over the top, but they didn't give him that. So he's just like top tier, S tier, right? And I guess people just want him to be C. So yeah, I'm out, and I'm talking about Blue Gogeta, at least for now. Tell me what you gotta think about this. Yeah.